Hey, welcome back to iAllegedly. I'm Dan, and I've got a good one for you today because the party is over, guys, and this may be the end. We may not have a future. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Today we have a sponsor, Delete Me, and I will cover them in a bit. But just a beautiful day in Laguna, and I wanted to cover all this great stuff that's happening right now. Now, first things first, the automobile industry is suffering from a huge dilemma, and that is during springtime, they had a huge increase in sales because everybody thought that there was going to be a tariff price increase when it came to automobiles. And everybody went out and panic bought new cars. Now, when you go back to June, it dropped off and it fell apart. And the second quarter was a disaster. We only sold 15 million cars here in the United States, which to me sounds like a ton, but we normally sell 17.6 million cars. So 2.6 million less cars were sold in the second quarter of 2025. That is wild, guys. That's absolutely unbelievable. So, with that being said, you're starting to see real cracks in this. People cannot afford the new cars. People cannot afford to purchase, and maintain an expensive vehicle. How much is the average new car right now in the United States? Think about this: $47,800, almost 50 grand for a car, for a new car. I've never spent that much money on an automobile. I'm proud to say, because I buy used cars, guys, and I've talked to so many people. I have a friend who's a very successful man who is retired and bought his truck used with 9,000 miles on it and saved $25,000 in the price of the car. And it was, again, when you buy a vehicle, guys, you can ask questions like who had the car, what did they use it for? And I used to like to drive and buy cars when I was married for my ex-wife, who would sell tile and stone, and she would walk through vehicles inside of 2 years. But you can find out, yeah, the guy was a cop and he would drive it to and from the station and home, and that's why you have such low miles on it. So the guy didn't mistreat the car, and he was a maintenance hound. And if you buy it from where they bought the car from or leased the car from, you can find out, how people use the car, which is very, very cool. You know, did they maintain it? Was this? Oh yeah, we got the maintenance records right here, Dan. Show you everything. That's the advantage of a used car. Now people sit there and say, "I love the new car smell." Do you love the new car payment too? Is that your thing? Good for you. So this is a disaster. It is anticipated that for the second half of the year that they will only sell 15 million cars in the United States, which is off dramatically. It's off, 25% right now. So with that being said, it's going to be awful as far as the numbers with new car sales. Nothing you can do about it. Now, the second part of we may not have a future comes directly from Ford Motor Company. Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford, steps forward and says, hey, if we don't figure this EV car thing out, we're going to have a real problem. We may not have a future. And I'm like, guys, get a grip, guys. Get an actual grip on this, because there is no future with EV cars. I am convinced of that. So with that being said, think about this. BYD is this huge EV car company out of China. They sell more EV cars than anybody else. Think about this. They have 70% of the car market right now, and they don't sell anything here in the United States. We cannot buy one of those cars here in the United States for all the different reasons to protect our auto workers, our auto companies, and everything. So what do? We make an inferior product compared to BYD. Jim Farley, and I have the article below, talked about how, hey, there is nothing but big problems when it comes to competing against China, because they produce cars faster, they produce cars cheaper, they produce better cars, and it's just a matter of time until they're going to be able to sell them here. When that happens, it's over. It is done for the Ford Motor Company. Could Ford go out of business? Who knows, guys? Who knows? It sure doesn't look good right now where it's at. But for this guy to sit there and say that, think about this. Last week, he was at the pretentious Aspen Idea Summit. Okay? Hello. First of all, going to Aspen, you've got hotel rooms Even this time of the year, they're $1,000 a night. Let's go have an event there. It's ridiculous, guys. So the pretentious crew gets together and starts talking about what they're going to do for the future. But Ford Motor Company is sitting there talking about how we may not even be able to compete with gasoline powered cars. That is crazy, guys. This could be the end of Ford Motor Company. Read this article. This is why Ford stock is nothing compared to Tesla. Nothing. Now, does Tesla have a future making cars? They sure do with robotaxis. Don't worry about Elon Musk. He can be angry at Donald Trump today, then not be angry. But what they have right now is you've got a world where the robotaxis are going to take off. SpaceX is going to go public, they anticipate, by the end of the year. And that'll give him hundreds of millions of dollars worth of capital for himself. So unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. So let me know what you think about this so far. But the idea with Ford Motor Company is Ford Motor Company has, they make, EV cars. They're not that good compared to other brands out there. They have lots of recalls. And the F-150 Lightning, that truck has been a disaster. And you know that. So let me know what you think so far. Again, the party's over for the car companies. They know it. They know that they're going to be stuck with so much inventory right now. And we've talked about this, guys. If you can afford these cars, you got to make a deal. Now, will they give cars away? Not necessarily. You need to talk to people like their fleet manager and wholesale people. It's like my friend that bought the car with 9,000 miles on it. The fleet manager had it. Somebody turned it in and wanted a new car, and they gave him an offer and said, buy the car for this. If you don't buy it for this, we have 3 employees that want the car. So Chuck bought the car. So it's just that simple. There's a lot more to cover, but let me know what you think about this. Beautiful day out in Laguna right now. Isn't that nice? It's just lovely, guys. Let me know what you think so far. Let's talk about our sponsor, Delete Me. One thing that is a huge problem in all of our lives is our personal data being sold to people like data brokers. Data brokers take things like our email address, our phone number, our address, pictures of us, our employer, our home's value, data about us that is valuable to these data brokers. There are hundreds of data brokers out there right now, and what this company Delete Me does is it eliminates that. If you use the discount code iAllegedly, you'll save 20% today. Use the link below. It's the easiest place to get a hold of them. But I have used this for almost a year now. It is amazing. It has eliminated so many different things off the internet about me. And I'm a very private person, guys. I love that. So once you sign up, they will issue a report 7 days later and continually work on removing this stuff off the internet. Check it out today. If you don't want to use the link below, or you can't, take a picture with your phone using this QR code, and you can get a hold of them and get the 20% discount. But contact Delete Me today. It's a fantastic company, and it works great. Check it out today. Now, there's a lot more to talk about. We've had so many hackings and cyber attacks and ransomware attacks just in 2025. And now there is a huge problem with scattered spider. And this is something that has affected retail stores here and in the UK. Police agencies, healthcare companies, Aflac got hit by them. Now they're going to announce their next target. We're going to go after the airlines. How can they do this? How can they continue to go after everybody like this and not have it be a problem? This is insane that this is happening like this. So with that being said, now, you're going to run the risk of your airline getting hacked. You're going to run the risk of them shutting down the airline's computer. I'm telling you this, guys. I flew to Omaha, Nebraska in early April. And it was crazy because it was like flying back to Mayberry. And when they got hit with we got a storm ahead, they shut everything down. And it was great because it wasn't just my flight, it was everybody's flight. But then you run the risk that they're going to get canceled. Now, because it's Omaha, I had to have a connecting flight. And with the connecting flight to Phoenix, Arizona, they're not going to wait. Phoenix wasn't going to wait. So I reached out to Southwest at the time and said, hey, you know, can you guys hold the flight? And they said, well, we have 10 people on that flight on your flight, so we're going to hold the flight. So that was good news. But again, scattered spider, a hack, that's what they're going to do. They're going to go after the airlines now. This is terrible, guys. The other thing is a North Carolina man, I have a great story below, talking about his homeowner's insurance. And he agreed to a term called consent to rate, meaning you get to set the rate with the insurance company. And the problem with this is the guy had no claims, nothing about his house changed, not a thing. His income level, no, didn't buy anything, didn't put anything in the property, didn't change the property, didn't remodel, didn't do anything. And what did they do? They raised his insurance rates 41% for for being a customer. I'm telling you guys this. Look at everything. Have a relationship with everybody in your life. If you are looking for an insurance claim, you have to file an insurance claim. Talk to your agent first before you just file that claim, because I'm telling you, so many people go out and they don't realize that your agent, if your agent is a good human being, they will do what they can to help you. I've had this happen dozens of times. It just happened recently with my son's car, last year. So again, 41% price increase for no reason. You know what the reason is? They're a den of thieves. That's what the reason is. Saks Fifth Avenue, the giant store that most of us probably have never shopped there. They're in such dire straits right now, and the problem that they have, guys, right now is they're not paying their vendors. They're not getting product shipped out. They're having nothing but problems right now, all the way around, all the way around. And people are saying, will Saks Fifth Avenue stay open during this time? Nobody knows the answer to that right now, but I found a great article because they're saying high-end retailers may not make it. And this is this may be the first one that's going to go down for the count out of all these companies. So it's going to be interesting because they're not they're not a good company as far as their customer service when it comes to their vendors. They're just not paying people and not having any, explanation. You want 30 days, we're going to take 60 now. 60 days, we're going to take 90. That's what so many people have written me about. I'm telling you guys, if you are in any business, if you are a service provider, you are a consultant, you are a professional, you have a business, you're an attorney, you need to make sure people pay you. Because things like municipalities and clients, regardless of how wealthy they are, will take every chance they can to slow pay you. And I've told you guys this before, but this is true. Whenever anybody comes up with excuses as to why they're not paying you, because Saks' excuse was, hey, we upgraded our computer system, we can't cut checks. That's total nonsense, guys. It's the BS, okay? But again, everybody thinks they invented these excuses. When you're having financial difficulties, and I've been there, you think that you're the one that invent these, stories. Hey, let's tell them we mailed the check on this day, and you'll send it out on Tuesday, so we'll have the extra weekend. All this stuff, it's all been done before, guys, when it comes to paying these people. Don't ever forget that. The next thing is Amazon. You have to look at this, guys. Amazon has, how many employees would you think Amazon has worldwide? A few 100,000, half a million, a million? How about 1.55 million employees for Amazon? With that right now, Amazon has just admitted that they've lost 27,000 employees this year alone to AI. Okay, you think your job's not at risk? You guys are kidding yourself. The world's largest retailer is getting rid of people. That is happening, guys, right now, left and right. So Amazon cuts back 27,000 people, and they say that's just the beginning. So read the stories below on this stuff because it's fascinating, but you're going to see that you're going to have more and more companies that are going to do this. We just talked the other day about Wells Fargo, how Wells Fargo cut all those people back from one division. What other company's going to do this? I hate McDonald's. I'll never go back there, even to buy a coffee or a soda. But the idea that everything is through the app now, do you want to use the app? Imagine grandma and grandpa having to download an app to go to a fast food joint to buy food. It is insane. It's insane. So let me know what you think about this so far. How do you feel about this stuff? I'm going to finish this video with these last few things. Do not forget that we have a private channel called iAllegedly Live. It is everything that's too hot to talk about other places. And you sign up at iallegedly.tv. Put that in your browser or use the link below in the video description to find it. But I love doing that content. It's absolutely amazing. The next thing is another Amazon story. Amazon's going to raise its Prime price this month by another $20. And they're saying, oh my gosh, the sticker shock. It's going to raise $3 billion net dollars for Amazon. $3 billion for Amazon. That is wild, guys. Absolutely unbelievable. Think about this. I always get the food recalls sent to me from all over the place. There's a great site called All Recipes, which is what it is. It's a recipe site, but they have a news portal there too. And the news portal lists all the food allergy problems, all the recalls, things like that. The latest recall are cucumbers that have salmonella. And now they affect 18 states. 18 states, guys, with that. Another good site, if you ever want to get the recalls, another good site is USA Today usually has that. A lot of automotive recalls. And, you know, you've seen Ford, you've seen GM, all that stuff. Let me go back to it. You can see the beach again. Final story is Lululemon. You know, the yoga pants and the yoga sweatshirts and all the shorts and everything like that. They're suing none other than Costco. They're going to sue Costco because yoga pants cost $118, which floors me. They're worth it. You women look fantastic in them. But Costco has got a knockoff that they say is too close to the Lululemon brand, and they're only $10. So, wow. Okay, so ladies, you know, I'm a visual learner. If you guys want to send us pictures of you in the $10 yoga pants, we'll be the judge of if they look like Lululemons or not. Oh my God, that's really pervy, Dan. It is. Anyways, can you believe that? So Costco's got a lawsuit to look forward to by Lululemon. But again, it tells you how much profits in things like Lululemons that they can sell them for $118, their $138 sweatshirt, and Costco can knock it off for $10 and put it in a store. So that is wild, guys. So please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. If you want to get a hold of me, it's hello@iallegedly.com. And onward and upward, guys. I will see you very soon.